Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here and just talking about your musical career and appreciate you being on Millennials in Ministry. But first question I want to ask you is, so when did you start playing music?
Ew. That's around the time you just talked about.
Really?
Yeah, at church, I started like kind of banging around and stuff around 2 years old. And then my
Okay.
parents got me a drum set and I started taking lessons at 3. And
Oh,
then my dad really, really wanted me to play piano and organ. So he got me classical piano lessons at age 4. So
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it's
And did
just
you
been it.
always love music, or was it more of by default? Because you told me your family is all musically inclined. So did it take a while for you to have a love for it, or did you love it off the bat?
I always loved it and I always wanted to do it, but at first I really just wanted to be a drummer. Like I was like drums over
Yeah,
everything. This is it for me. And my
right.
dad he always told me he's just like a drummer will always need somebody else to play with because all they
Mhm.
play is drums. So and
Wow.
I started falling in love with the piano and then I got older in college and just whole transition as an adult to being here in Los Angeles, like it just kind of just been keys ever since.
That's cool. And so when did you realize, I actually really like what your dad said because that's something interesting. I like to play drums too, not nearly as good as you,
Oh my
but
goodness.
with the drums, like you're right, like you always need another musician to play with it, but keys can kind of stand on its own, which is a really good point. But I also want to ask you, so when did you realize that you were really good at what you did and that you could actually make a career out of music?
Um, I would say between like 13 and 14, between middle school and high school, like started doing gigs around town with like grown men and like keeping
Uh-huh.
up and being able to sound like them and not be like, oh, he's just a kid, like don't worry about him. Like it's like no,
Right.
I'm holding my own weight. And also when I went to this summer camp at Berklee College of Music in
Hmm.
Boston, and when I just realized the talent pool was like some of the most talented youth all
Yeah.
across the world, it was just
How
like,
old were you
okay,
when you did the summer camp?
I think I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
16. Um,
Wow.
and then once I realized, it's like, okay, like I'm in the ballpark, like I can do this.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, so I really just I've always been serious about it, but then I knew it was like, okay, I can really make a difference in this industry and
Yeah. Now,
just
did
gotta
you
work
also go
hard.
to college at Berkeley School of Music as well?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I actually at that same camp they actually let you audition to
Oh,
get into the school and to get scholarships. So I did both and received both at the end. I
that's
think I
so
got like
cool.
half or something like that. But it was cool. It was cool.
Wow. So everybody wants to know, like, how did you go from playing in church, playing small gigs around town, to now traveling with these major artists, like Pharrell or Charlie and all these other people, how did you go from that to that, like what's the story behind that?
The story is my roommate Darren Javon at the time. One of my 3 roommates, he was like, "Yeah, I want to do these like cover videos, and I'm gonna put them on YouTube probably like once a week." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Man, that sounds really cool. Like nobody's doing that for drums like in a professional manner."
Mhm.
And after a while, he's just like, like I'm gonna start doing arrangements to these drum videos, and it's like I heard the first one he did, and it was like. I forgot what movie it is, but somebody starts thinking, there's like a meme where you start thinking about stuff and you're in deep thought and all these like super mathematical problems come out. And it was like when I heard the song, all these ideas popped out in my head and I was just like, yo,
Wow.
you might really be on to something. So I put
Yeah.
my 2 cents in and the video, we put it up on YouTube and it went viral, it went crazy. So then we did like three
Really?
more and then I would go around like to different places in different cities on the East Coast, and people were like, I'm introducing myself, and they're like, I know who you are. And it's like, okay,
Wow.
this is
That's
serious.
cool.
Yeah.
So
So,
social media really helped you like catapult your career, really.
social media changed my life. Because I mean,
Wow.
as you know, being on the western side of Michigan, Kalamazoo,
Yep.
Battle Creek,
Yep.
they're known for like sports. Like the only way
Right.
you get out is if you play football or baseball.
Right.
You got a couple basketball people, but it's really not for music. So it's just
Hmm.
like that took me out of the small town and put me
Wow.
into worldwide spotlight.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So who was the first major artist that you got to perform with?
Um, First major artist, Miguel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
What was
Miguel
that
was.
like?
Oh, it was so much fun. Um, I was actually my friend hit me up. He was like, we're down one musician this week, and it was in Chicago. The gig was in
Hmm.
Chicago, and I was just like, I mean, if they, I'll drive down and play. Like, I just wanted to hang out with my friends because I hadn't seen them in so long.
Yeah.
And we ended up doing the show at this venue called the Shrine in Chicago, and like. I just thought it was gonna be a one-time thing, and then next thing you know,
Right.
they hit me back and was like, "All right, you want to go to the next city?" I'm like, "Cool."
Wow.
Like it was an amazing experience because he's so full of energy, and I've been
Yeah.
very fortunate that everybody that I've toured with or performed with usually end up being like really prolific songwriters. So
Yeah.
like for him to have that combination of stage presence, and I mean he's a rock star, like to be
That's so
that and
cool.
to be able to write like great songs for himself and other artists that people don't even
Yeah.
know about, it changed
Do
my
you
life.
do you help some of these artists write their songs? Are you part of that process at all with the gift that you have?
Not yet.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's definitely one of the goals. But usually they already have it done, and it's like, all
Yeah.
right, this song, like you could hear it, like and play it in rehearsal or something. It's like, all right, this one is gonna go big, and then it
Yeah.
does.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but no, that is one of my goals in the future, and it's just like using the connections and the relationships that I do have,
Yeah.
and yeah, hopefully soon, hopefully soon.
Yeah. No, do you sing too, or do you just play?
Probably I haven't sung
Because
probably
I know
since the
your
last
dad
time you saw
sings.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
my dad and my mom. But
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
yeah, I gave that gift up to the Lord about fourth grade after children's choir kind of went down. I was like,
Okay.
and I lost it. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
you lost it. That's how I
Yeah, I
feel
lost.
too. Like I used to sing all the time, but it's been so long since I've used my voice, and I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know
It.
if I can resurrect that,
Yeah,
you know?
it's not like riding a bike. Like
Right.
you will lose it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm probably just too self-conscious to try to work it
Right.
back. Cause I mean I
Yeah.
probably hum
Yeah.
out something a little bit, but I'm never like, oh, I'm really seriously singing right now.
Right.
Like
Right. I hear you.
yeah.
So what's been one of the coolest experiences for you over all the different experiences you've had with different artists and traveling and all that?
Um, Coolest experiences. That's tough. There's been a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like um when we went to South Africa, I went to South Africa with Nicki Minaj,
Mm.
and we actually got to like go. Well, I went there with her, and I also went another time with Kenny Lattimore. And like
Okay.
for me to see the motherland and just how they depict it on
Yeah.
TV and stuff, it's all about poverty and all of that. And it's like it's
Yeah.
actually one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in
That's
my
what I
entire life.
hear.
It's
That's what I hear.
paradise. You have to go.
Wow.
Like it's
Wow.
just people joke about Wakanda, but it's really there. Like I promise you. And
You're like, no, it really is
no, it's
amazing.
it's a real it's real. Like there's just like endless jungle and like green and just it's one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Really?
And just
That's
to go
cool.
there and pet like I got to pet a lion cub. Like
Wow.
who does
That's
that?
awesome.
I barely want to pet somebody's dog. And
Right.
it's just like it was a lion. Like I hope this thing does not eat me.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, I think
What
that's the
about
best.
what about like one of the worst experiences you had? And it could have just been like you didn't think that place was gonna be like that, you know?
Um Same place, Africa.
Really?
No, we were going to Tanzania, and and we had to get a work visa to go in. But
Mm-hmm.
since my flight that I got in was the last flight in, the promoter had already left. And like
Yeah.
you needed to pay like cash, like $100 cash to get the visa. And I didn't have any cash on me. So that was my lesson. Always have cash. No matter what, like cards and
Yeah.
chips, they're all good, but you should have a little cash on you just in case.
Yeah.
I was held up at the airport, like the lights, they were turning the lights off, shutting the machines down. It was
Dang.
hot. There was no AC. I'm in a
Dang.
whole different place. It's just me and a couple of my bandmates, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like
Right.
they want $100 from all three of us each.
So what'd you
So
do?
um I I think the other two guys kind of put some money together to kind of
Okay.
total it. And then the promoter wasn't trying to reimburse us. It was
No.
just like, I'm like, man, we need this money back by the time we leave.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, we weren't even, this was supposed to be taken care of already. But that's just
Dang.
scary, just being in a different country and not knowing what's about to happen. Because it's like the
Yeah.
rest of our crew was already there and they were asleep. And it's like,
Right.
okay, these guys are cool. So,
Yeah.
but we were not cool at all. And that's not the place you want to be owing people money. Like,
Right, right. I hear you.
yeah.
So tell me this. So what do you think is the secret to making it big as a musician? And Emily 0009, I see you want to ask a question. If you have one, go ahead and post it. We'll see if we can ask it here. But for you, Derek, what's the secret to making it big? You know, like what do you tell other aspiring musicians who are starting off small, you know, they feel like they can make a career out of it? What do you suggest they do in order to, make it big, like you?
Um, that's a complex question. I feel like everybody's path is different.
Mm,
Everybody's timing is different. I feel like even though I've been fortunate to do as much as I've done, I feel like there's
yeah.
still a very long way to go, and there's some
Mm,
things I need to improve on. But just being ready, like with the whole Miguel thing, I had to learn the show, our show that night, the day
wow.
before, and then come in, no rehearsal, and just kill it. And it's like
Wow.
sometimes you don't get the opportunity to rehearse, but if you are prepared and you've been practicing and you've been praying, you make sure your mind is right. Because I mean, these gigs only last an hour to 3 hours. You still have that other 21 hours to
Right.
live. You have to live with people. You're on a bus or you're on a plane,
Right.
and it's like
Yeah.
your whole personal life has to be intact. And
Yeah.
and it's yeah, it's all about preparation, and your reputation is everything, your word is
Yeah.
everything. You have to be reliable. Um, and I think that's it, just making connections and meeting the
Yeah.
right people, because it's a huge network, but at the same time it's a really small world.
Yeah.
And you never know who's watching and who's listening, especially in the
Right.
social media age that we're in right now. Like I could be posting something, or somebody might see it and not even like it. So I didn't even
Right.
know that they saw it. So
Right.
it's
Right.
just, yeah, you
Well,
just got
hey,
to really stay on it.
along with that topic, Emily 0009 says, I'm 14 and I'm super afraid to post videos and things. So do you have any advice for her? I would love to produce a song with Charlie, but I'm a teen and I feel like nobody as famous as him would want to do that. Any advice for Emily?
Just put it up. If
Yeah.
you feel it's good, I mean, just do your best.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. And I mean,
Right.
Charlie is a musician just like us.
Yeah.
He went to Berkeley as well. And I mean, he has done countless beats and he's never satisfied. Like all these artists, like and songwriters that we don't even see. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
so many people that are never satisfied and they're writing every day, they're producing every day. Like
Yeah.
we never get to hear the 10 bad beats that they made for the two or three good ones that are
That's true.
smashes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so it's like it's the process, and everybody has to go through it. Like
Yeah.
it's you just have to wait it out, and you have to fight for it. Like
That's good.
and you can get it. Anything is possible.
Yeah. And Laura just asked this question. That was actually my next question is what is your next goal in your career? I know you talked a little bit about wanting to maybe write more and do that, but any other career aspirations you have even though I feel like you've accomplished so much already. How old
Um,
are you? 20 what? Are you early 30s or
I'm
late?
nah, I'm 27. I will be
Okay.
28 August August 7th. This is weird. I feel so old. Like,
Good.
yeah, it's cool
Wait,
though.
you'll be 28 August what?
August 7th.
Okay, okay. I'll be 29 August 15th. I
Okay.
didn't realize, yeah, I didn't realize you were in August too. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to produce and write and really I want to do it at the same level that I do live music. Like I
Yeah.
know it's there, but at the same time I feel like I have to fight myself sometimes because I overanalyze things and it's like
Mhm.
music and popular music, which doesn't necessarily have to be pop music, it's just anything that's popular. That's the way
Yeah.
I feel about it. It's so simple. And I mean, everybody's attention span is shorter and shorter by the day. Like you hear songs on the radio now that are 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and they're like, that's not a
Right.
song, like, that's a snippet.
Right.
But it's just like if you
Yeah.
don't do that, they're gonna cut you off.
Yeah.
So I've done some production already, but I really want to do it at the highest level and be
Yeah.
known for it and be respected for it.
That's
So
cool.
that's what I
It's
plan
interesting.
on working on this summer.
It's interesting you say too, having shorter songs, because there's this girl who produced a 15-minute music video called Wacky World.
Hmm.
And each minute of the 15 minutes is an individual song. And I absolutely love the video because the video storyline bleeds into each next song. It's actually produced really, really cool. But she was saying how people's attention spans are so short now. So she wanted to capitalize on the 1 minute thing that Instagram is doing, you know what I mean, with the videos and stuff,
Yeah,
and did a phenomenal job with that. So I just totally agree with you with keeping things shorter and just paying attention to culture and where people's attention spans are, you know?
yeah. The game is surely changed, like
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
we were growing up. So it's cool, and you just have to adapt because it's like I mean it will leave you behind if you don't.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely. So, Derek, last question here. So, if people want to keep following you and stay in touch with you over your musical journey, what's the best way for people to do that? I don't know if you have a website or is Instagram the best way? What do you suggest people do?
Instagram and Twitter is the best
Okay.
way. My Twitter is at dcobbs269 because gotta rep Kazoo still. Um, yeah, and I try not to make social media my life, but I find myself if I get bored, I'll just get on there real quick and see what's
Yeah,
happening. Right
yeah.
now with the whole free agency with basketball, so I'm completely tuned in. But yeah, if you find me on there and just hit me up, and I usually respond. Like, and
Awesome.
sometimes it's
So,
crazy people, but it's all good.
yeah, yeah. Well, thanks so much, Derek, for being on the show. I appreciate you taking some time out to chat with me and let me interview you about your story, and I'll definitely stay in touch with you. Appreciate it, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me.